What an event.
We got some fishing in, and we
We
got a
even did
little
some catching.
conservation.
That drone
It's cool, right?
dropping all those clams, baby clams. Now the clams bury in the sand, but the oysters cluster. What Startron does to fuel. Can you imagine running outboards for 40 years and never having a bearing failure? For years, we all went to Bimini together.
Right.
And just drank and partied and had a good time. I mean, we have a wealth of great people.
Yes, we do.
Coming together this weekend.
And that's Connected by Water.
That it is.
This is the Connected by Water podcast, fueled by Papa's Pilar Rum, who remind us never to be a spectator. And protected by Starbright, where it's always Starbright season. Special thanks to our sponsors, Seaward Systems, Olakai, Parchview, and Lingchini for their great support of our show. This special edition travel episode was recorded on location with our legendary guest.
Beautiful day here, huh?
Oh my God, what an event.
Right? A great week, wasn't it?
Just absolutely spectacular.
We got some fishing in, and we got
even
a
did
little
some catching.
conservation, environmental action going on.
You know, it's just the whole thing. That drone
It's cool, right?
dropping all those clams, baby clams, and having the kids throw the clams. The kids throwing the clams is so important.
Yeah.
Because they can come back here anytime and say, my clam is living right there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just phenomenal. And the mangrove trees, and I did see an oyster reef being carried around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw one woman, you know, you drill holes in oyster shells and you put them on a cord,
Yeah.
and then you hang them from a dock, and the oyster fry float around in the water, and when they love to stick to oyster shells.
Okay.
So then you get an accumulation of oysters. The next thing you know, you go out here on the dock, and what was 2 inches in diameter of oyster shells
Right.
is now 8 inches in diameter live oysters.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
You know, the clams bury in the sand, but the oysters cluster.
Right.
You know, and it's interesting. Did you know that there are oyster species that never cluster? They're always singles. And there's also oysters that cluster. It's really interesting.
Really?
The oysters that are singles are very common in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
And they're real big oysters, but boy, are they good.
Talk to me a little bit about, you know, Starbright, being part of the Starbright family, what that means to you.
Well, I had a dusky boat, and I did seminars there regularly.
Right.
And that's where I really got to meet Greg and the rest of it. I took them fishing before that, but when Peter was alive, that's Greg's brother. But they were supporters of our seminars at Dusky. And they always gave us their cleaning buckets, you know, the buckets full of product.
Sure.
And bottles of product and everything else. And I ran 2-cycle Evinrudes.
Okay.
And they had an oil line, a oil product. And I ran their oil for almost 40 years and never had a bearing failure or anything internal in the engine ever
Oh, the
failed.
products line is outstanding.
But can you imagine running outboards for 40 years,
Yeah.
singles for 10 years, and twins for 30 years, and never having a bearing failure?
Yeah.
I mean, that's unheard of.
That's
it's
insane.
Phenomenal.
So being part of the family, I mean, how's that made an impact in your life?
It's just everywhere I go, I carry a little bit of product in my truck, and I'll be go fishing on a boat in North Carolina and have a rust stain.
Yeah.
And I'll go get a bottle and I'll spray it, and you know, for years we all went to Bimini together.
Right.
And just drank and partied and had a good time, and caught great fish, and it's really, they've been so supportive of our industry. And when I heard that Starbright was getting involved with the Indian River clam restoration, the lagoon here, I thought, what a brilliant move. All these people do different things to improve their relationship with the community.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think any company has ever done a more important thing than the Indian River clam problem.
It's been meaningful.
And the mangrove trees and the oysters.
Yep.
And then recently they just bought a big swamp.
Yep.
That was going to be sold or donated to the city.
Yeah, 17 acres of land.
And before you know it, it'd be a golf course, or it would be, or the city could sell it, and some guy would come in with truckloads of dirt and make it into a housing development. We need housing developments, but we also need places for nature.
Right.
It's crazy today. It's devastating. We moved into a neighborhood that all the trees are old growth pine trees and exotics besides up in Georgia. And now every time you turn around, somebody's clear cutting their land.
Right.
Cutting all these beautiful old trees down. And and to have somebody buy acreage and say, as long as we're alive, it's going to be a swamp.
Yeah.
Swamps. Look at the Amazon, how valuable swamps are. The Amazon is full of plants that haven't been discovered yet that could cure all kinds of diseases.
Right.
Just because of the enzymes. I was sitting with Greg Dornow last night, and he was explaining to us what Startron does to fuel. And a fuel tank that's empty or half empty frequently gets evaporation inside of it. Like a glass of water will sweat on the outside, fuel tanks sweat on the inside. And that accumulates water in the fuel. And the reason the boat won't run or the truck won't run or whatever it is these bundles of water get as big as a teaspoon.
Right.
Because there's all these electrons involved. And Startron shorts out those electrons so they can't bond. And now instead of having teaspoons of water, you have little micro bubbles of water.
That's great.
And it can go through the engine without bothering the engine.
That's fantastic.
And
Bouncer, thank you so much for coming to this event. It's always impactful to have legends like yourself here, fishing, being present, talking to everybody, and it really does mean a lot. So, and it's made such a difference in this event, you being here.
The conversations, the discoveries, the learning that I've experienced here, that I've shared with kids and with other fishermen. I mean, we have a wealth of great people.
Yes, we do.
Coming together this weekend, whether it was a kid coming in off the street or whether it was a guide who's been in the business for 50 years.
Yep.
We all come together and we all learn from each other. And most importantly, everything we're doing is going to the future of our ecology.
That's it. And that's Connected by Water.
That it is.
All right, thanks, Bounce.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being a friend.
Ditto.